All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is November 29th, 2023. It's 4 p.m. We're doing the market wrap up in the BYOB trading room. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB trading room. Let's go look at some charts and see what kind of price action we had today. All right, let's going to pull up the SPY here on the big chart. And we got it up here on the daily. As you can see, here's SPY's price action. Gapped up, filled a prior gap up there. It actually partially filled it in the pre-morning show, and then they went back early in the morning, went up there and did the full gap fill up there, and then from there they went all the way back down to fill the daily gap. So we had a prior gap from back in August 1st over here that got filled partially in the morning, and then the rest of the gap got filled during the trading hours during the open session, and then from there we did the gap fill from the gap up that we had this morning. So red candle back down underneath our downtrend line. So I've been selling bear call credit spreads up in the upper channel up here as my strategy, knowing that there's a good chance that this downtrend line, this weekly downtrend line, is going to provide a lot of resistance for this move up. Now, had they come into this move slow and creeping, they could have rolled right through it. But because they came up here so hard and fast, I did not see them actually breaking through this, maybe spiking it at the most, and then getting rejected away. But you can see they've been up there and they've been trying to punch through, and every time they punch through, they've been sent back below the line here. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. We're closing here at low of day, or darn near close to it. So I'm thinking probably going to run down to the T line tomorrow and probably even spike it and hit this support area around 451.76, and that would be these two candle highs. So that candle high is 451.42. That candle high is 451.38. So roughly about 451.50. So that's a target for me for tomorrow. If they happen to give us the follow through, we'll see what happens. All right, so there's SPY. SPY's still in a daily uptrend. Here's the last high. You got maybe a one candle low. I don't really count that unless it's, down by the trend indicator. But you've got a low. We still haven't got the lower low in my book, but technically it is a one candle low. I'm really not going to count it. It's not enough to hang my hat on or a stop. It's too far away. But here's the last high. You got a higher high. So SPY's still in an uptrend. So I'm going to go out on a limb like I always do and say QQQ and FNGU probably look the same. So let's just go take a peek at those. We'll do the Qs first. And no surprise there. Same gap up with a wick and then back down there to do, well, you can see they did the gap fill as well. So QQQ dealing with prior highs and minor support up here, holding price action up. I'd like to see this just go sideways, all right? Or maybe even a pullback to, right about here wouldn't be bad, and then come back up. At least give us a nice pullback. Maybe do this gap fill right there and give us something to hang a stop on so that we can get long, with the institutions that just, rip this stock all the way up here. So there's this indice. So there's QQQ. So I'll bet FNGU looks the same way. Yeah, it does. So we gapped up into prior price action. See that wick up there, that red wick? Well, we gapped up into that, and you can see we traded back and did the gap fill thing for FNGU. All right, so FNGU is dealing with you know, if you do this right across the top there, you can see we're dealing with, you know, major resistance. That's because we're coming through it from the bottom. If we were up on top of it, it would be minor support. But all of these wicks up here, or these bearish engulfing moves, okay, become major resistance for FNGU. So there's that. And of course, the big daddy of them all right there. There's the yearly high right there from July. So that's going to offer some major resistance as well. So you can see that's what we're dealing with here right now for FNGU. But nice move up. You got a nice bull flag. You see how it slants back, okay, and then it rallies up through it. So now you want it to kind of rally up through it, and get something a little bit thicker. You want to kind of rally up through it up here, and then kind of roll over, and then test it for support, and then just kind of consolidate here, 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 and then break out again. That's what we'd like to happen. We'd really like to see that pullback that we can participate in with it as well, because this is really not giving us anything, no pullback to participate. I don't like buying the highs. When I do for breakouts, I only like to put in like maybe 10 or 20% of a normal position, because it just doesn't make sense to me, especially if it fades back. On a pullback, it's a lot easier for me to get in a full position than a breakout right near resistance. I don't like to stick a full position on those. So there's FNGU. And let's take that off. And let's go look at the next one. It's going to be Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow. Here we go. So here's Diamond Dow doing pretty good move. Didn't even gap fill. Notice that. Diamond Dow's been really strong following this 3 EMA up here. So Diamond Dow gaps up, produces a wick up there. It's more wick than body, and then trades back down. But that's pretty strong right there. It didn't even come into yesterday's close, and it's just hovering up here over the 3 EMA. So you can see where Diamond Dow is kind of doing the same thing like FNGU. It's dealing with this major resistance. And if I take this and go all the way across there, you can see that this wick and these wicks and this bearish engulfing right here all line up in the same block, right on the same latitude. So you can see there's Diamond Dow dealing with, well, that is major resistance right there. Now, if we want it to do the same thing, shoot up through, and then come back and, go up, and then come back and, show us that this could be used as support and then rally up. Or consolidate up over the top of this. That would be good too. And then break out. That would be just as good. So trash that out. All right, so we did Diamond Dow. Now the next one's IWM. Let's take a look at the Russell 2000. So here's Russell 2000. Of course, all four of those, the Fab 5, they're all in uptrends. So here's IWM. Notice it did give you the pullback. So there's the higher low. But boy, did they rip it right after they gave you the pullback, all the way up over the top of these candles here. So really didn't give you a chance to get in. I mean, because you didn't know that this was going to recover 100% in one fell swoop. I mean, you had to be there at the first 5 minutes of the day and know that you wanted to buy this up at the highs, up here at prior highs. So that's really not very much opportunity there on IWM, unless you just wanted to poke and hope with this higher low that this was going to make a higher low. So there's IWM, higher low, higher high. Today's price action pretty much looks like the rest of the market. You got a gap up, and you can see they produced a nice wick up there, more wick than body. Notice that. So, and then closed at the low of day, but didn't gap fill right there. So there's a note of strength, unable to do the gap fill. So there's some strength, still some residual strength in IWM. Notice, because we didn't get the gap fill, because gap fill would have been, well, right down here, 177.95, because that's where it closed the previous day. And you noticed it's still hovering over yesterday's open right up there. So still a lot of residual strength left here in IWM, dealing with, well, the midpoint of this move lower right there. Got a couple of wicks up there. Probably needs to consolidate for another couple weeks before grinding away at overhead supply there. Nice thing is it's over the downtrend line, and it's knocking on the door of the midpoint right there. Nice to see it get up here and close some candles up here in this box over the midpoint. Kind of show us that the bulls are really engaged here in the Russell 2000. Right now, looks like kind of the bears still own a little bit of it, but the bulls are definitely trying to knock on the door and score a first down. So there's IWM. Let's take a look at USO. We got OPEC coming out tomorrow. Looks like there's some people attending the OPEC meeting that think things are good because we got a higher low and a higher high. First green trend indicator in a while for USO. That's crude oil. Still in a downtrend on the daily chart. We do have higher lows here, but that's a one candle low, and that's probably a 3 candle low right there. So maybe a higher low. It's kind of shaky for me with the first green trend indicator right there. Still no higher high, okay? If we do decide to label this as a higher low, which it could be, okay, we still don't have the higher high yet, all right? So, and it looks like it's coming tomorrow, all right? So possible break of the downtrend. But here's the last low, high, lower high, and another lower low right there. And then we got another lower high, but we got the higher low. So they have not produced the lower low yet on that one right there. So we'll see what happens. So this is still technically in a downtrend, hasn't made a higher high yet. Okay, so USO in a downtrend. I got to tell you, it looks like they're going to do the deal tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Things are kind of pointing up here on the CCI. So kind of indicating things are looking better with higher lows here, and the CCI pointed up. So let's take a look at UNG. All right, another horrible day for UNG. If it wasn't bad enough yesterday, it was Groundhog Day again for UNG. Lower, high, and just barely inks out a lower low right there, or an equal low. So just grinding up against, 550 here. Actually looks like, yeah, it's an equal low. So not letting them up, just getting pummeled here with sellers on UNG. So it's in a downtrend, no question about it. You've got lower highs, lower lows, another lower high here, and of course another lower low. Stuck underneath, 3 EMA, T-line, trend indicator. Everything's pointing to lower right now. We'll see if 550 will offer any support. Looks like that's where price is stopping today. So maybe things will improve tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But you've got a double red candle here. That's not a good sign. And they both close at low of day. I've never seen anything bullish come out of that. So there's UNG. Let's take a look at some precious metals. We'll go to gold. So here's gold sticking in a higher low and a higher high in an uptrend. And you've got the higher high here, higher low, and now another higher high. So gold in a definite uptrend, looking good. Dollar's falling, so precious metals seem to be working out this month. Great month for precious metals. Silver, not so much for energy. All right, so silver putting in a higher low and producing a higher high. Silver in an uptrend. See where that is in the channel. It's getting up there, trying to break out of this channel here. So we got like almost a triple top here. 1, 2, 3. Triple tops are bullish. Okay. So 1, 2, 3 right here as we come up over the middle. This is usually a good sign. Price action breaking up over the middle. Like to see it pull back and hold this middle area or consolidate for a couple days on top. Kind of show us that it's going to hold. And then I'd be interested in probably buying it. But sure like it to cool off a little bit. But there's silver in a daily uptrend. Higher lows, higher highs. Today's price action gaps up, trades up, produces this nice wick up there, and then fades back down to test the body right through here. So hanging out over the 3 EMA silver. So let's take a look at, what do I want to look at? Well, let's go take a look at SMH. All right, SMH, semiconductors. So they were pulling back yesterday, and you can see they started to bounce with that tail down below. And SMH got a higher low and a higher high. Nothing but a wick candle for the most part. It's got about a third body, 2/3 wick. So, but it's up over the 3 EMA, so it's looking good. So SMH just kind of consolidating right now over the 160 level. SMH is bullish. It's made a higher high. Here's the last high. Still looking for that higher low. Maybe that's it. That one candle. We'll see. So there's SMH. IYT. Transports. All right. Doing the same thing as SMH. Coming up. Kind of consolidating right here. Right over the 240 level right there. So IYT consolidating up there. Nice close. I mean, I can't complain. It's red. It's got equal amounts of wick and body, but it's over the 3 EMA. You really can't, gripe about that. It's doing the right stuff. So IYT doing the bull flag, holding the 3 EMA. Not too bad there. XLF. Another good one. All right. So XLF kind of holding this 35 level. All right. Gaps up, trades up, and then retraces to make another close, another a higher high. Well, a higher close, in other words, not a higher high. But you can see on the daily chart, it's in an uptrend. There's the last high, producing another higher high. That puts it in an uptrend. What is this, the 14th green day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13th green day in a row. Now that's a prime number. Maybe this will be the end. We'll see what happens. That's equal wick, equal body. But still nice close. And closing over the 3 EMA. So really, great job for the XLF. Nice comeback. Able to hold it all the way up here. That's showing a lot of strength. So that's looking good. Coming over this, you got a triple top here too. Got kind of a, see this, here's 1, 2, and there's your third. 1, 2, 3. So nice work on the XLF. Challenging those recent highs up there. See if it got over. Not quite. Couldn't quite get the deal done today, but still, great job holding up over the 3 EMA there on XLF. Now let's take a look at the falling dollar. And here's our dollar. So dollar fell down to this morning, down to 102.50. And it's just been kind of consolidating here. Now, not too long ago, fell down to 103 right here and consolidated right there on the flat 200. now we've broke through the flat 200 and we're consolidating at 102. So where's 102? It's on this little bit of minor resistance right there, that hump going up there. All right, so we'll see where it goes from here. 102 looks like it could hold this level probably for a couple weeks. But there's the falling dollar right there. I don't know how much lower it's going to get, but I think it's probably going to get held up here at 102, over 102 for a while. We'll see what happens. Economic calendar. Tomorrow, OPEC meeting. Maybe we can get some news for the energy sector. Wouldn't that be nice if the energy sector turned around? Wow, we would have then we would have everything in an uptrend, because we've got our financials are in an uptrend. Our small caps and mid caps, which is the Russell 2000, are in an uptrend. We've got our transports in an uptrend. Technology and semiconductors is in an uptrend. And we've got the financials in an uptrend. If I didn't say it once, I guess I'll have to say it. I said it again. So you got all three. You got all like all sectors in an uptrend. So right now the only one that's not is energy, which kind of spooks the market just a little bit, because with everything being so bullish, you would think demand on energy would also give it some lift, but energy's in a downtrend, so things aren't adding up there when energy's in a downtrend, but the market's just bouncing higher, so it kind of looks like a false breakout. So anyways, OPEC meets tomorrow. Don't know what time, but they're scheduled to meet tomorrow. Maybe it's early in the morning. We'll see. Jobless claims comes out at 8:30. Personal income and outlays 8:30. Got a Fed speaker. Chicago PMI 9:45. Home sales at 10. Gas report at 10:30. Balance sheet at 4:30. And then we had GDP this morning. Well, we got a Fed speaker. He's the main event for the end of the week here, and he's going to speak twice, once at 11 and once at 2. All right, so Powell's going to speak twice, FOMC, on Friday. So I guess he's going to fly one place and speak, and then he's going to come to another place and do another speak. Maybe it'll be the same speech, hopefully. We'll see what happens. All right, and then for earnings tonight, we got Salesforce going to report today. Synopsys, they're going to report tonight. Snowflake's going to report tonight. All right, Dollar Tree reported this morning. Hormel Foods reported this morning. And then tomorrow, got some banks. Toronto, Canada. And then we got Dell. Dell's going to report tomorrow night. And that's pretty much it. Right there. And I think Friday's very light. Yeah. Except for Genesco. But they're only 372 million. Yeah. They're not even in the billions. So that's it, traders. I'll see you all at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We did well. We played the market to fill the gap from the open. And we got the gap fill. So we did well today. So I hope you all made money. But I'll see you all at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Thanks for being here.